The last time Georgia won a national football championship, last January, Bulldogs faithful had spent 4 decades pining to get back to that pinnacle. This time around, their championship aspirations may not require quite as much patience. Georgia has made its way back to the college football playoff for the second consecutive year, this time as the undisputed number 1 team. Joining the defending national champions in the semi-final will be number 2 Michigan, number 3 Texas Christian and number 4 Ohio State, the result of a conference championship weekend that opened the door for the Big Ten to provide 2 of the field's 4 teams. Georgia will face Ohio State on New Year's Eve in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, while Michigan will take on TCU in the Fiesta Bowl in Glendale, Arizona. The winners will meet for the national title in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium on January 9th. No game this weekend had a bigger impact on the playoff race than Friday's Pac-12 championship between Southern California and Utah. The then 4th-ranked Trojans were looking to avenge their sole loss of the season, win a conference title and break the league's years-long college football playoff drought in one fell swoop. Instead, the Utes won 47-24 to clinch their second straight Pac-12 championship and knock the Trojans out of playoff contention. Utah's upset cleared the way for Ohio State, idle this week after getting crushed by Michigan at home a week ago, to sneak into the playoff picture. The Buckeyes' odds got a further boost on Saturday when number 10 Kansas State held off a furious comeback by number 3 TCU to win 31-28 in overtime, handing the Horned Frogs their only defeat of the season. TCU figured to be a surefire participant in the playoff after making it to December with a 12-0 record. Their resume was unblemished, but it had involved plenty of ugly wins. TCU launched successful comebacks in 6 of its 9 Big 12 games prior to Saturday. Following USC and TCU's losses, the only question remaining was whether a 2-loss Alabama team could somehow power its way into the top 4. They fell just short, finishing 5th in the selection committee's final ranking as the top 2-loss team. Tennessee, a 10-2 team that beat the Crimson Tide in October, finished behind them in 6th. That left the task of ranking the final 4. Georgia maintained the top spot after dispatching number 14 LSU 50-30 in the SEC championship, while Michigan also stayed in second with a 43-22 win over unranked Purdue in the Big Ten championship. By keeping the Horned Frogs ahead of Ohio State, the selection committee avoided an unprecedented rematch of one of the sport's fiercest rivalries. Since the first game between Michigan and Ohio State in 1897, the teams have never played twice in the same year. Please bring it on, Wolverines quarterback J.J. McCarthy had said after the Wolverines beat Purdue in the Big Ten title game on Saturday. The selection committee paid this tantalizing rematch little heed, said North Carolina State Athletic Director and Selection Committee Chairman Boo Corrigan. It was not talked about in the room, he said. Instead, Ohio State will play against the reigning champions in what is a de facto home game for the Bulldogs, given the proximity of the Peach Bowl to Georgia's campus in Athens, Georgia. In 2 previous games in Atlanta this season, the Bulldogs beat Oregon and LSU by a margin of 99-33. Michigan and Ohio State could still meet again. Should the Wolverines win and the Buckeyes upset Georgia, they would meet in Los Angeles with everything on the line.